Good afternoon to one and all. I'm Akanksha Singh. Let me start by expressing my gratitude to everyone for joining and adorning this platform with your presence. Amity University Greater Noida and Atulyam campus, delighted to see you all at yet another session of the series Authors Talk. This is our 13th FDP Come Author Talk organized by Book Club Central Library. The main motive behind this author talk series is to inculcate the reading habits among each one of us. Thanks to the vision of our Honorable Founder President, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, a man grounded to his dream. He has always believed in the policy of lending one eye on vision and one eye on implementation. A man of mission who follows the 4 E's: edge, enthusiasm, excellence, and execution in all walk of life. Let me inform all the participants that we are also going live from our Amity University Facebook and LinkedIn social media handle named AUGNCL. Goddess Saraswati is an embodiment of wisdom, knowledge, and learning. Let's seek her blessing in all sphere of life. May I request our presenter, Dr. Rohtash Singh, to please play the prayer.
या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा शुक्लां ब्रह्मविचारसारपरमा आद्यां जगद्व्यापिनीं वीणापुस्तकधारिणीम् अभयदां जाड्यान्धकारापहाम् हस्ते स्फाटिकमालिकां विदधतीं पद्मासने संस्थितां वन्दे तां परमेश्वरीं भगवतीं बुद्धिप्रदां शारदाम्।
Thank you, sir. Now I would request Dr. Rohtash Singh to please brief us about Book Club.
Thank you, Professor Kanksha. Under the able leadership of our Honorable DG, Director General, Professor Ajay Rana sir, we are able to run the book club, which was established on 22nd of October 2021. Still yet, 16 authors, along with the 20 guest speakers, has been participated in the same. Till yet, the 12 FDP Come Author Talks has been completed, apart from the book exhibition and Kavyotsav. The book club is organizing monthly FDP's Come Author Talks. That is to inculcation of the reading habits. It's a basic formula that is either you have the self-reading or listen the books. As we know that the today's readers are the tomorrow's leader. That's our motto. Develop book lovers community, develop curiosity, intellect, exchange by connecting authors and readers, and build the treasure trove. Tilliard, The Job Search Secrets, Blossoms of 50th Winter, Machine Learning, Face Yoga, Culture Your Presentation, Atmanirbhar Auratein, Cyber Unsafe, Youthpreneur, Unstoppable, Vashishtas, and The Secrets has been the part of Tilliard FDPs. Today we welcome today's guests in this 13th FDP Come Author Talk. That is Dr. Vishal Goyal, Dr. Lalit Goyal, Dr. Gurdeep Singh Batra, Dr. Ajit Kumar, Dr. Shishpal Jindal, Dr. Ganesh Sethi, Dr. Manmohan Sharma, Dr. Munish Jindal, and Dr. Mamun Rashid. Here we will cover the 7 topics here concerned to the research and publication ethics. We welcome you all, the authors. Most welcome. Over to Professor Akanksha, please.
Thank you, sir. So, as Sir mentioned, the topic for the session today is research and publication ethics. Amity University, Uttar Pradesh, Greater Noida, and Atulyam campus of Amity Education Group is shining under the leadership of our Director General, Professor Dr. Ajay Rana. He has been with Amity Education Group for more than 22 years, working in different capacities as Senior Vice President, Director, Professor, and much more. He has also served Shobit University Meerut in the capacity of Vice Chancellor. He is an educationalist, a teacher, an innovator, a strategist, and a commented philanthropist. He has been honored with more than 250 awards and recognition for his extraordinary work in the field of education and research. We welcome you, sir. So I would
Thank you, Professor Akansha. So, thank you, Professor Akansha. I always salute your dedication, the commitment that on this vacation, you are here from your home without disturbing your family life. I know that you are with your family, but my hats off to you. So, on behalf of our Honorable Founder President, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, on behalf of our President and the Chancellor, Dr. Atul Chauhan, on my personal capacity, I'm so sorry, I'm on the traffic right now. So there's the function. So I'm extremely sorry that I'm not joining you with my laptop or with some other place. But we are here to welcome all our esteemed panelists, all our esteemed guests, that you are here to share your knowledge with not only our professors, our students, but you are here to share your knowledge to the future leader of our country, our vision of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji. We know that many times there's a fight between the various countries. Some countries that we are higher in research and development. Yes, our country in a list of around 20 or 21st, our author will update that what about our ranking, what about our status with respect to publication, research, and other. But my dear future leaders, you have a great opportunity to listen with all our esteemed panelists, esteemed professors, those who are here to share your knowledge, those who are here to share their experience with us so that we are able to provide, we are able to produce the good quality of publication, patent, and projects. For any educational institution in the current scenario, every accrediting agency is asked one question: what about your research and the publication status? Some universities like a mushroom type of colleges or institution, they said we have around thousands and thousands. But what about the research and the publication ethics? What about their acceptance? So I thank to Dr. Vishal Goyal ji, Dr. Gurdeep Singh Batra sahab, and all the esteemed panelists, those who are here on your busy schedule. We know that Saturday or Sunday is your kids' time. All our esteemed professors, all our esteemed persons on the forum, they are ready to share their knowledge. I hats off to Professor Rotash and the Professor Chiranjit Lal because in the first time 13th FDP vision that we are today declare that the vision of our honorable founder president is, sir, we are always follow your footprints. And you are the real persons, Professor Rotas and Professor Chiranjit Lal, that you are always work beyond the boundaries. If I not say anything about the Professor Akansha and the Professor Silky, Professor Akansha, always proud of you. Okay, that during this time, I'm really, you are my HOI. You have many opportunities, but you are not introduce yourself, and it is my responsibility to introduce you on this forum. Esteemed panelists, the Professor to our speaker. Thank you, Professor Rotash, reminding me about this. Thank you, Professor Chiranjit Lalji, to organizing the lovely event. And thank you, Professor Akansha and Professor Silky, that you are here to manage this task. Thank you very much and all the very best.
Thank you so much, sir. Now we'd request Professor Silky to take over the session.
Thank you, Professor Akanksha. And once again, a very warm welcome to all the guests who have joined us, taking out time from their busy schedule and joining us for this particular FDP, which is going to talk about the importance of
Professor
ethics.
Silky and Professor Silky is our professor in management department. So I introduce my colleague as well. So Professor Silky Sharma is with us more than around a decade, and she is working as a professor capacity in our management department. She has the many publications, the patents. Now over to you, Professor Silky.
Thank you so much, sir. It's all because of the motivation and inspiration of yours when you can join the event while you are traveling. Of course, the same cascades down to us and gives us also a motivation to do work on any day, anytime. Thank you so much. And coming back to the esteemed guests that have joined us today are Dr. Vishal Goyal, Dr. Gurdeep Singh Batra, Dr. Harmohan Sharma, Dr. Shishpal Jindal ji, Dr. Lalit Goyal, Dr. Mamoon Rashid, Dr. Ganesh Sethi, Dr. Ajit Kumar, and Dr. Munish Jindal. Wow, what a galaxy of esteemed guests and knowledgeable people that we have today to discuss on this 13th FDP, which is going to talk about research and publication ethics and is going to be an eye-opening session for all the students and the faculties who have joined this session. Now, let me just give you a brief introduction about all the panelists who have joined us today. The profiles are huge. Believe me, I can go on, and 2 hours is a less time in describing about the entire journey and achievements of all the 9 people who have joined us today. But let me start on with Dr. Vishal Goyal, who is a professor in Department of Computer Science, Punjab University, Patiala, having experience of more than 23 years combined of corporate in software industry plus teaching. And his research areas are latest from NLP technology development for differently able people and machine learning. He has been editor of many international journals, more than 80 papers in various journals of national and international repute, and he has guided about 120 MTech students, PhD students for major projects, and he has been involved in doing number of projects. Please give a huge round of applause for Dr. Vishal Goyal. Now, moving on to Dr. Gurdeep Singh Batra. Dr. Gurdeep Singh Batra is presently Dean Research and Director Center of E-Learning and Teaching Excellence at Punjabi University, Patiala. Earlier, he has served as a Dean Academic and Controller of Examination as well. And he has been associated with this university for long. He has coordinated for corporate entrepreneurship course at Wilkes University, Pennsylvania, USA as well. And he has fought more than 40 books to his credit and 90 plus research papers in journals of repute. Please give a huge round of applause for Dr. Gurdeep. Now, moving on to our next panelist, Dr. Harmohan Sharma, his PhD in computer science from Punjabi University, Patiala. Again, having more than 20 years of experience, presently working in the Department of Computer Science, and he has got number of books on discrete mathematics and computer-oriented numerical and statistical methods. His research areas include image processing and optical character recognition. Please give a huge round of applause to Dr. Harmohan Sharma. Now, moving on to Dr. Shishpal Jindal, who received his PhD in computer applications from IIT Gujarat. I would request someone to please mute the mic. There's a child, maybe some sweet voice of child. Dr. Shishpal Jindal, who has got more than 20 years of teaching experience in computer science and presently working as assistant professor in DAV College, Bhatinda. Again, sir is having a number of papers to his credit in various international journals, and his research include machine translation system, which is a very latest topic. So a huge round of applause to Dr. Shishpal Jindal ji, and thank you for joining us. Next speaker of the day is Dr. Lalit Goyal, who is Associate Professor in Department of Computer Science at DAV College, Jalandhar, Punjab. He has also published more than 25 research papers and obtained 3 software copyrights in the
Professor Silky?
Ma'am, I guess we lost connection with her. Can you continue, please?
Sure. So let me introduce
field of development of technologies.
Silky ma'am, I think so you're losing your network. Let me introduce the other guest. We have Dr. Lalit Goyal, who is an Associate Professor in Department of Computer Science at DAV College, Jalandhar, Punjab. His areas of research include natural language processing and digital image processing. We welcome you, sir. Our next guest is Dr. Mamoon Rashid, who is currently working as an Assistant Professor in School of Computer Science and Engineering at Lovely Professional University, Jalandhar. His research interests include big data analytics, machine learning, neuroimaging, and image processing. We welcome you, sir. Our last guest for the session is Dr. Ganesh Sethi, who has received his PhD in computer science from Punjabi University, Patiala. He has more than 17 years of teaching experience and currently working as a faculty member in the postgraduate department of computer science of Multani Mal Modi College, Patiala. He is actively involved in the research in the area of digital image processing. We welcome you, sir. We do have 2 more guests. Dr. Ajit Kumar, who has done his PhD from Punjabi University, Patiala. He has successfully developed the Hindi to Punjabi machine translation system and presently guiding the PhD research work in the area of machine translation and natural language processing. He's working as an associate professor at reputed Multani Mal Modi College, Patiala, and has more than 20 years of teaching experience in the field of computer science. We welcome you, sir. We also have Dr. Munish Jindal, who is PhD from Thapar University, Patiala. Presently, he is working as an assistant professor in the Department of Computational Sciences, Maharaja Ranjit Singh Punjab Technical University, Bhatinda, Punjab. His research interests include handwriting recognition, image processing, machine learning, and pattern recognition. He is a professional member of IEEE. I welcome all the guests present in the session. We welcome. So,
Professor
Welcome.
Kanksha, we have one more guest, that is Dr. Gurdeep Singh, please.
Dr. Gurdeep Singh. Yes, we do have Dr. Gurdeep Singh Batra, who is presently Dean Research and Director Center of E-Learning and Teaching Excellence at Punjabi University, Patiala. He has earlier worked as Dean Academic Affair and Controller of Examination at Punjabi University, Patiala. We welcome you, sir. I hope I have covered all the guests, Rohtas, sir.
Yes.
Great, fine.
Yes, Professor Akanksha, thank you so much. I think there was some connectivity
you,
issue. Yeah.
welcome you all on the forum. So thank you both. And again, I personally welcome to all the esteemed guests on the forum. Please, I'm so sorry, Dr. Akansha and Silki, that I'm interviewing about you. So please go ahead now.
Sure, sir.
So now we invite Dr. Vishal Goyal ji to please take on the session, and how you all eminent people want to take on the session, we leave it to you. Over to you, sir, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for nice introductions of my team. So just to start with, I just want to update to you all that these profiles are, you all have picked the profiles from the book, right? So this book is, I think, 3-4 years back. So all
Right,
profiles
sir.
has been updated. I would like to update Professor Gurdeep Singh Batra ji, who
Dr.
is.
Goyal, we already have the copy given by you.
Yeah, thank you. Professor Gurdeep Singh Batra these days have joined State Open University Patiala as Dean Academic Affairs and very senior professor of commerce over there. And he has superannuated from Punjabi University Patiala. And he has worked in almost each and every position in the university, administrative position. So might be it is a registrar, it is a dean academic, it is a finance officer, it is a dean research. So he has worked on every position and he is inspiration of our team. So thank you, Professor Batra ji, you have joined us as you are on the way. Thank you very much. So to start with the motivation, how we started to thinking of writing this book, I just want to share one notification from the UGC, in which it has been clearly mentioned that this will be the this will be the subject that has to be introduced in the PhD coursework for the PhD students, and the name of that subject will be research and publication ethics. So this is, you can see my screen. I have shared the PDF file with you. So this notification was in 2019, I guess, and it has been mentioned that this will be the compulsory subject that has to be introduced, and it will be of 2-credit course in the PhD coursework. And they have given the syllabus to all the universities. This is all about what they have mentioned. So this is the syllabus that has been mentioned, and you will see that our book is covering each and every topic that has been prescribed by the UGC, and this is in text and in order only. And this is really a wonderful, subject that has been advised by the UGC, because when we are talking about research, so our research students do not know about the ethics, research ethics, and also they do not know about the publication ethics. So that is very, important and mandatory part that should be the part of their curriculum, because whenever we used to go for publication, we are not aware about the predatory journals or the journals having impact factor, which are the good ones. So even Dr. Mamoon is with us. He was my PhD student. He has completed. Now he is Dr. Mamoon. So he can tell even in brief the story that has happened with us. If we talk about the publication ethics, we have submitted one paper to SCA journal, and one of the reviewer has copied our paper and tried to publish in another journal, which was almost was published. But I really appreciate Dr. Mamoon that he has fought a lot, and he won the battle. And that author was delisted for, I think, 5 years by the IEEE for publications. And I think the battle is still continued and the paper is still in the process. I don't know whether it has been published or not, but these are the things that should be that the researchers should be aware of. So now without taking much time, I think that was my duty to just introduce how we have started the journey of writing the book. And it will be really, if you go through all the, we have a, I can say it's a very good team that has contributed to this book according to their expertise. So I and Dr. Batra are the editors of this book, and rest of all I have contributed, and they are really the gems of this book, really contributors of the book, right? So now I would like Professor Batra, if they can just brief about this book, and then we can continue with the presentations of each and every chapter by its own authors. So over to Professor Batra, please.
Thank you, Professor Vishal. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Rana. You are really, I have seen, you seems to be inspiration for me also.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Esteemed Professor Ajay Rana, Director General, MIT Business School, Dr. Rotesh Kumar, Professor Akansha Singh, Professor Silky, and Galaxy of Scholars, my colleague Professor Vishal Goel, my these chapter writers, Mr. Lalit Goel, Dr. Ajit Kumar, Dr. Shishpal Jindal, Dr. Ganesh Sethi, and Dr. Munish Jindal, Dr. Manoon Rashid, and Dr. Harmohan Sharma. So I'm glad to be part of this event. I congratulate my authors and the MIT University for this particular initiative. I welcome all the Galaxy of Scholars, those who have joined in this program on the book club, 13th FDP, and the author talk. So this is a very good initiative to collect various scholars, those who are pursuing their PhD, or the faculty members, those who wish to publish in the different journals. So Dr. Vishal Goel has already mentioned about the philosophy of this book and how we started with when UGC announced that, okay, this is going to be a compulsory course of 2 credits. And day before yesterday, we were discussing that, okay, some universities are having this course, and the another 2 credit, what we should do for that, whether we should include the technical report writing, because there is no standard pattern. Different universities have, of course, have this paper on research and publication ethics, but this is of 2 credits. Some universities are having the term paper, some universities are having the technical report writing, and these are going to be our future projects also. We are planning to write a book on technical report writing, how a student, a scholar could get benefited by way of writing a technical report or dissertation or a PhD thesis. In their own field, the philosophy and ethics written by Dr. Harmohan Sharma and Dr. Shalu Jindal, and we have the scientific conduct. This chapter has been written by Dr. Shishpal Jindal and Dr. Shalu Jindal, and the 3rd chapter on publication ethics has been written by Dr. Lalit Goel and
Dr. Saab is in Uttarakhand. That's why I think he's getting some issues in the connectivity.
Sir, if he is not able to connect, he is not in connect.
So
We are not able to connect it. Someone else can take over, sir.
yeah, so I think first chapter authors can start their
Yes.
discussion.
Right.
So may I request the team from the chapter 1?
Good afternoon, sir.
And good afternoon, Professor Harmon. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. I'm audible?
Yeah. Please continue, sir.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to congratulate and thanks to the Amity University and organizers, DG sir, Dr. Rotash, Professor Akanksha, Professor Silky for organizing this event at Amity University. And I'm also very thankful to Dr. Vishal Goyal for giving me the opportunity to contribute a chapter in this book. Dr. Vishal Goyal and Dr. Batra edited this book. And the topic which I have contributed, that is a philosophy and ethics. So I'll talk a little bit about ethics. So I'm going to share PPT. I think is there any option to share this?
Yeah, at the bottom, you have the green share screen.
Okay.
Just hover the.
Yes, sir. Got it,
Yeah.
sir. Is it visible, sir?
Yes, please.
Okay. So I'll talk about philosophy and ethics, more about ethics. Mankind has always been in the quest for the truth and has taken the help from the science of the search for truth, and that is a philosophy, and has uncovered many causes behind the truth of life. And it is a study of reality, reason, knowledge, value, mind, and language. And Pythagoras was the first to use and introduce the term philosopher, which he claimed himself to be the first one. And I think he was very much right. And Aristotle has also termed philosophy as the first and the last chance. So if we talk about the ethics, because ethics plays a very important role in research and in writing also. If we have to write anything, whether it is a book or any research paper or any assignment, so ethics plays a very important role. The word ethics has several meanings. Basically, it is an activity and process of inquiry. Ethics are the combination of various words like morals, values, and beliefs. The term ethics correspond to the Greek word ethos and from the Latin word mores, and which is having the same meaning like character, habit, custom, or behavior. So it can be defined as a study of what is right and good in human conduct, the science of the ideal involved in conduct. The systematic study, rightfulness or wrongfulness of the human actions as attained of the ultimate happiness. So we can say this is about ethics. Ethics is one of the basically branch of the philosophy. There are the four branches of the philosophy. One is, we can say, epistemology, which explores the origin and nature. Second one is ethics, and the third one is logic. Logic is the science of differentiating from true to false, truth from false. And the last one is the metaphysics, which is the branch of philosophy, is to study of existence of reality. So if we talk about why we need ethics, the study on ethics helps to understand people along with their beliefs, values, and morals, learn the good and bad of them. In ethics, the focus is to study and apply the principles and practices. Universally, ethics help us to consciously make decisions as they give us a certain perspective about everything. And as I told you, if we have to write any paper or any research paper or any book or any assignment, ethics plays a very important role. If we have to quote something in the paper or in any book written by someone, so it is, I think, a good habit if we quote that person or his work in our research paper or in our, we can say, book or in any assignment. And if we do not quote that person, that is, we can say, against the ethics of the person, and it shows the human conduct or the behavior of the person. And if we do not do this, if we do not quote any person or his work in our research paper or any research publication or any book or in any assignment, it goes against the ethics. And in plagiarism, that is, we can say, it can be caught. So the detailed about the ethics in the publication will be covered in the later stage. So this is about the ethics. And now I request Dr. Shishpal to continue from the second chapter. Over to Dr. Shishpal. Dr. Shishpal.
Thank you, Dr. Harmohan.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I audible, Mr. Harmohan?
Yes, sir. Very much audible, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now I would like to congrats to MD University and organizing team for organizing the FTP. And I would also like to thankful Dr. Vishal. My topic is scientific conduct. Scientific conduct means the violation of standard codes of us in just a minute, please. Just wait. Yeah. Research ethics means ethics may be defined as a set of moral principles to assess the quality of research, like that what is wrong and what is correct. For example, if we are stealing things from the shop, that is wrong. If we are purchasing it, then it is the right. We are teaching it to the children that what are the moral rights, what are the moral principles, So in the same way, we have a research ethics. So there is something wrong or something right in the research. We have to see that what is wrong.
Dr.
and
Shishpal, excuse
what
me.
is right. Ethics are, yes, sir.
So put it in the presentation mode, please.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Sir, there is some problem. That's why I'm keeping this
Oh.
way.
It's okay. Otherwise, press F5.
Yes, sir. Please wait. Sir. Is it okay now, sir?
Yeah, audible
Yeah.
and visible.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Scientific research is the research performed by applying systematic and constructed scientific method to obtain, analyze, or interpret the data. Good scientific practice is defined by three overreaching principles. First is the honesty. How much honest we are while we are getting the data or we are writing our report. And transparency. What type of sources we are presenting, from where we are getting the data. So this is the transparency. Accountability. Who is accountable while we are representing or we are producing data in my research. So these are the three principles. Misinterpretation, misrepresentation. Research. First is the misrepresentation. For example, I want to represent something in a molded way. That is the misrepresentation while I'm doing any type of wrongdoing in research. And second is the deception. Deception is a trick to make someone fool, or showing some true things in a false way or a false thing in a true way. This is a deception. Then a selection of data. Selection of data means we select those part of data which favors me or which shows my study good, and I hide those part of data which proves me false. So this is the selection of data. This is one of you can say, but this is not the ethics. While we are doing the research, we have to represent all the data from all sides. Either it is wrong, either it is a true. So inadequate referencing. Inadequate referencing means we not present the reference suitable. We only inadequate information to be present, and there are so many other things where such type of problems may be present. Financial gain. I want to make fool someone for my financial gain. This is also not the moral duty of any researcher or any person. So this is again it is not in the scientific conduct. Second is the personal interest, either emotional or ideological interest. Personal interest means I want to do some research that is beneficial for me or my institution or my religion or my any type of thing. In such type of things are not fair in case of a research. Or emotional. I want to hurt the emotional of someone, so I do that type of job. This is also not the conduct in research. Then the personal connection. If I have a personal connection in anything, I want to represent that in a wrong way or in a good way. That is also not fair. There should be honesty while representing the data in result performing experiment. We have to present the experiments from all sides, what is true, what is false, what favors the study, what not not favors the study. We have to perform such experiment which are appropriate for my study and methods which are undertaken. I have to represent, show the methods which I am taken in my research. Then a hypothesis testing. I keep some hypothesis. On the basis of that, I can represent my research. Then we have a publication status rather than the modified result. I present the publication status in a true way rather than I can modify the result according to the. These are the principles while we are conducting the research. Thank you, sir. Now I am moving to my next. Now I am requesting Dr. Lalit Goel.
I guess we can skip Dr. Lalit because he is in US. I think he has not responded back. So we can move to the next part.
Yeah, good afternoon all.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Dr. Shishpal, can you stop sharing your screen, please? Yes, we can skip the part of Dr. Lalit because he is in US and he has not responded back. So next chapter authors can proceed.
Myself, Dr. Mahmood, and I will be presenting chapter number 4. Yes, sir. I'll share my screen. Hope it is visible to all.
Very much.
Yeah, good afternoon all. So I am one of the author who contributed like in terms of chapter 4 for this book and the theme in Pune. So earlier it was the importance of open access publishing and its impact on research community is massive when it comes either at the post-graduation level or at the doctorate level, because especially in the countries where I mean in the developing countries, like where this research level, like in terms of fundings, is concerned, and what kind of impact it here first for open access publishing is all about. So if we are having any kind of research, whether it's in terms of publication or it is like in the form of a book which is peer reviewed by the research community, and later on we are trying to put that in any kind of database. So there are several ways in presenting that work in terms of databases. One, where the work is available in terms of databases, but one wants to read like such a research, but it's not available for the readers. Second thing is the research is available in the databases and it's allowed to be read by any person at free of cost. So when we are saying that we are having peer-reviewed research articles available in the databases and they are available for reading purposes at free of cost, it is coming under the open access publishing. It's quite popular these days, and it's quite usable for research scholars, students, and academicians, like especially in the developed countries, where we are not able to avail subscriptions for access the closed articles. When it comes to the reading or the downloading of such articles, it requires the subscriptions. And in developed countries, universities are not providing us such privileges that we will be paying for such articles and then able to read. So open access publishing is helping us out in getting this research and read it at free of cost. So it's having number of advantages, like as per this open accessing is concerned, there are a number of advantages associated with it. But when it comes to the authors and researchers, they must be aware about some bogus kind of publishers who are using us to see some kind of works in the name of open publishing, and sometimes luring us as well to get published our works, like our reputed works, with their data or in their databases. So it's very important, like, to get our works published in the right databases. So as per this chapter was concerned, so I went for certain kind of contributions. So the first one was when it comes to the open publishing, open access publishing. So what are the merits and demerits? Second thing, the readers must be aware about different type of open access publishing. Third, what are the benefits if I'm going for open access publishing? Fourth, I try to highlight the open access publishing impacts. So if we are trying to publish in the open access journals, then what kind of impact it is generating? And the last but not the least one was to find and identify the pediatric journals where the misconduct kind of works, or like where the works are not done in the systematic manners, or where the procedures have not been followed. So as per this open access publishing is concerned, so this is research practice of principles, and we are trying to distribute such research practices on the online platforms, and then later on they are getting available to any reader at free of cost. Objective of open access is to provide research material in terms of books, in terms of articles, with unrestricted access. Or we can say that publication will be called as open access if there are no barriers in terms of financial and legal aspects for assessing it. So open access publishing, like research, is a kind of research where the publications can be downloaded, it can be read, or it can be distributed freely without any constraints. And open access publication is a way where research contributions get more visibility, and that they can be floated among masses in research community. So here are the type of open accessing publishing which is possible in the research fraternity. One, we can have the access in terms of gold. We can have it in the form of green. We are having it hybrid, black, diamond, and bronze. These are the 6 categories in which we can go for open access publishing. I'll be going for them one by one. So in terms of gold open access, the content remains free, freely available to the readers, and it's at free of cost when we'll be seeing any kind of publication which is published in gold open access. So readers need not to pay for it. But as per this kind of publication is concerned, so when we are trying to publish in any open access journal which is gold based open access, so there it is the responsibility of the authors that they will be paying and bearing all costs for publications. So there are actually the 3 stakeholders which are involved in the golden open access. One is the publisher, second is the reader, and third is the one who is having this research, who wants to publish this research. So it is the responsibility of the author who will be bearing and taking all the costs for publications. And then it will be remaining freely available to all the readers around the globe. But here, the important thing is, usually when we are publishing any kind of research, so there is a copyright agreement between the publisher and the and the authors who are publishing their works. So in terms of golden access, the maximum number of permissions are removed in these publications, and copyright of these publications are retained by authors itself. When I'm saying the publication copyrights are retained by the authors, so it gives a message that those authors can reuse such stuff anywhere in the future. They can promote such kind of research like without taking prior permissions from the publishers and all. But it's only possible when going for the gold open access, where the authors have to bear the cost. Second kind of open access, in green open access publications, the publisher usually places the manuscript of authors in the repository and then makes it available at free of cost to all the readers. But here the difference is it's the publisher or the funder on whom the version of submitted manuscript is dependent. Means when we are submitting any work to the publisher, then it depends on the publisher or the financial organization who is basically helping out to make it open access for all the readers. Later on, it is to be decided by the publisher or that funding affiliated society to make it happen, that which kind of version we have to make available for the readers and the research community around the globe. So here such a leverage is not given to the authors who basically owe this research coming from the publisher side. Then third, we are having the hybrid open access publishing. So we are having the journals which are taking our works, and they ask us that if you are going for the publications, so you want it in terms of closed access or you want it open access. In case we are choosing the closed access, then it means that they are going to publish our works, and that work will later on will not be available to all the readers at free of cost. Then such readers either can pay for getting the access, or they can use their funding from their research organizations with which these articles will be getting unlocked. But they are giving us the provision that you can make your works as open access as well. So in that case, the author himself has to bear, or they themselves have to bear all the publication fee which is related to the articles. But such journals are helping us out in making works available either as the closed access or the open access. Then the next category is the bronze open access. So in the bronze open access, the publisher provides the access of articles only to the journal web page. Here, when the author is submitting the work, it's completing the review process, and after then the production stage is getting over and is getting published online. Then the publisher is keeping its read view on the web pages. All the authors around the globe, they can read the content of this work, but they will not be able to download anything from there. They are not having any provision to reuse any of the material which is available there in terms of manuscript. And then the next category, we are having the diamond. So in diamond, we are having the research which is open access around the globe, but here the difference is that neither the publisher is going to pay, nor the reader is going to pay, and the author who is contributing in terms of research, they are not also the payers. So then where from the charges are coming? It's actually the responsibility of the government grants or the academic research institutions who will be looking for these publishers to promote research. And then the next category that we are having in terms of open access is the black open access. And it's very important, like for a person like me who is acting as a research scholar, to take care of this black open access category. It is an open access publication where the authors are publishing their works in the reputed journals under the peer review process. But unfortunately, later on, the third party is taking care and making such kind of articles open access. Let it be, I'll be saying, if there is any kind of publisher who is taking our work and it's under the subscription access or the closed access, but later on such platforms we are uploading the online printed the copy of such papers, because usually the authors are getting such a provision that they will be having the articles with their hands. But if it's the closed access, there is actually the copyright between the publisher and the author, that the authors are not supposed to use that material anywhere or show that material anywhere. But when it comes to such platforms, like I will be telling you about the ResearchGate, about Sci-Hub, so authors are coming and uploading these kind of works over there. But it's against, like, it's against the publisher, like provisions. So in case I'm publishing my work in the closed access journal and then making such work available in terms of ResearchGates or the platforms like Sci-Hub, so this is a violation of the copyright with the author to that of the closed access journal. So this kind of publishing, open access publishing, is coming under the category of black open access. Now, the important thing is, what are the benefits of open access publishing? The first important thing is the reader, the visibility and the higher readability. You will be seeing somebody is going for the publishing of any research paper, and then it's usually like in any quality journal, but it's a closed access. So many of the people around the globe will not be able to read it due to several constraints. Some might be in the developing countries, they are not having fundings available so that they can buy such a kind of article, and it's not available like on the various research, these databases. So as a result, so the percentage of the research people are not able to see such kind of works. But when it comes to the open access, so it's easily available anywhere. So any of the reader can go for such work and read such a work. So this is the reason like visibility is more and readability is more as well. Second thing, there is a easy sharing. So when it comes to open access publications, so we need not to pay anything to anyone. So we can freely, without any, any kind of these, when there is a copy, there is no copyright between any publisher and the author. So when we are coming to know about such works, so we can go easily and share it with anyone around the globe. Third thing is it's having the better impact. So in terms, impact is quite high, because when it's a closed access publication, and you can, check it out what exactly is there. So you need not to take any kind of permissions from anywhere. So as a result, as per the impact is concerned, so it's quite wider. Fourth and the last is the wider collaborations. So when you're seeing open access publications from the different researchers around the globe, you can reach to them, and as a result, there is a possibility that we will be going for interdisciplinary research. So that is coming out of open access publications as well. Now we are having one more aspect, which is the what are the publishing impacts of open access journals. So there are 4 usually in number. This is based on the state of the art that I actually have went through. One is the open access publishing license, availability of funding, use of preprints, and use of archiving. So open access publication license is a kind of thing where the copyright is always transferred from authors to the publisher during the reproduction of the work. It's usually happening in the non-access journals. But in open access journals, what is going to happen? The copyright is getting transferred towards the author's side. It's not towards the publisher's side. And as a result, so you are not having any kind of barrier in terms of mind where you are using any part of this research. You can reuse the images of such work, but I'm telling you only from the author perspective, if I am the contributor of any work. So this is only happening due to the publishing license of open access. Second, availability of fundings. Now, we know that there are many universities around the globe who are supporting in terms of funding for the articles. So this is only possible due to open access, because they want to make their works easily accessible to all the research, so that the better impact will come, and the universities will be growing in terms of several aspects, whether it's the citation of the research papers, is the number of reads in terms of research articles, and in terms of collaborations. Third thing is the use of preprints. This is very important, and now for this, as Professor Vishal Goyal rightly said at the beginning, I became myself a victim of this. So we were having a kind of work. This is very important, like this preprint concept. So when we are doing any kind of work and it's taking us a lot of time, in going for the building of the project, then drafting the article. So once we are submitting that article to any kind of publisher, it's very important. The public, although there are the guidelines of COPE and all, so this article is then sent to the peer review process, but it's all based on the trusts and all. And this will be taking, a timeline, maybe sometimes 6 to 8 months, sometimes 8 to 9 months. And me or we as authors are only waiting for the decision making. What is going to happen in the cycles of peer review, whether our work will go through or it will be sent back to us in terms of rejections and all. But what about if that work is misused by someone and it's getting published on their names? And you'll be asked, I still remember when such a thing happened, like in my case. So how I came to know about it. So I was having one of the work which I did under the guidance of Professor Vishal Goyal. So what happened on one day, I got one of the citation on my ResearchGate, and I went through it and I checked it that who is basically this author who is citing my work. And I came to know that he is publishing something which is very similar to what I actually have submitted to one of the journal in Springer. So later on, what I did, I actually went for the plagiarism check of my article that was submitted to that journal. So it showed me the plagiarism of more than 50%. It was around 58%. And the main sections of my article were copied, and it was showing the single source of similarity index of 58%. Then I checked out what is the affiliation of that person who is copying this research. And then later on, I moved to the publisher and I said, I submitted my work in your journal and it's still under the process, but I'm seeing the 60%, 58% of my work is already published in one of the IEEE conference, and it happened at IIT Guwahati. Then later on, I went to the IEEE council first at the Indian level and then at the global level. But it was very difficult to prove myself that how you are saying that this work is belonging to you. And almost I'm really thankful to my supervisor, because it was a long journey in terms of emails and all, almost more than 100 emails we wrote for each other, not only to the IEEE and the Springer, but we kept UGC, AICTE under the loop and the affiliated institution of that person as well. But later on, due to the evidences, the kind of evidences that I was having, I was having a plagiarism report of my work. I showed that I have already published some of the works related to that paper. So earlier plagiarism was having only 8% similarity index that I went for the time I submitted article into to that publisher. But later on, after a gap of 8 to 9 months, when I'm going for the this similarity index report of the same article, it's showing me 58%. Then on these bases, I proved that this work belongs to me. But fortunately, during the entire process, so one thing was in my favor, that when the inquiry was taken at the IEEE level, so that author, he admitted that I used the work. If he could not have it, then it could have been a different process. It could have taken more time. But later on, I came to know, there is a concept of this preprints, So preprint is something, if I'm doing any kind of work, so my draft is getting ready. So before I will be submitting my work to any publisher, so I can upload it in some of the platforms which are supporting these preprints. Like ResearchGate is one of the platform where I can put it on my name and it's getting a timestamp, so it will act as the copyright for you. So, and there is one other kind of impact of the open access publishing that is happening after you are submitting your work to any journal. That is called as the postprint. So these kind of whether it's a preprint or it's a postprint, this is definitely going to help us in retaining the rights of our articles, and it will help us, if any case of misuse is going to occur. So I'll be showing you then later on, because this is important here. So I'll show you what exactly happened, and with this, then I will be finishing. So I will show you here. Then later on, what happened with that case of issues. You can check it out. So first, this is our article, this is that article which was published here. I hope my screen is visible.
No,
is my
no,
screen
Dr.
visible?
No, Dr. Mamoon. It's presentation coming.
Yes. Is my screen visible now?
Yeah, very much.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So this is actually, the author has, that article has been retracted. So retraction is now is available, and I'm accessing the database of IEEE Explore right now. You can check it out. So it is the notification of violation of IEEE publication principles, cognitive state classification using optimizer feature selection approach. So this was done by this author. But later on, when the article was already published and it was reused by the research community as well. So what they went for, they have then, after the inquiry, they wrote it over here. So notes of violation of IEEE publication principles, cognitive state classification using the optimizer feature selection approach by this person in the proceedings of 18th India Council International Conference, Indicon, December 2021. After careful and considered review of the content and authorship of the paper by a Delhi Constituted Expert Committee, this paper has been found to be in violation of IEEE publication principle. This paper is a duplication of the original text from the paper cited below. The original text was copied without attribution. This is very important. Attribution, and second, without permission. Due to the nature of this violation, reasonable effort should be made to remove all the past references to this paper, and all future references should be made to the following article. This is actually the article that I submitted to that journal, and it's quite clearly now written over here by my name and the supervisory team who was with this article. So this is something, like a bad spot that is occurring, if this misconduct is occurring. This is a retraction. And second important thing is, then when we reach it to the UGC level and the AICT for that affiliated institution, so they were supposed to respond me back as well, and they did. And when I got such letters, so it was, two things were written over here. You can check it out. So as per the UGC is concerned, they are writing this person is guilty on 2 grounds, both of which have been accepted by the scholar. UGC, then it's writing here, guidelines recommended specific disciplinary action for faculty and students depending on the level of plagiarism of PhD thesis work. Since the plagiarism does not concern his work, he is still capable for his misconduct. The degree of, they are mentioning over here, has already withdrawn his paper and is denied the right to publish at IEEE for the next 5 years. Mr. Shiva is already stripped of his position of head of department at his current place of work. In addition, the UGC recommendations of denying 1 annual increment and right to supervise any student may be enforced as his current place of work. This is what happened. So later on, see, I'm actually putting this case over here not to make it more worse, but only to help these, to make aware the research scholars who are having this, a journey ahead to publish articles. So we have to be very careful. We can't even actually, when it comes to the drafting of the articles, we can't even, if we are seeing somewhere some article, we are trying to rephrase certain things, and then we are using some of the figures, even if we are using 1 figure in our article, that is having a copyright as well. So we can't do that. Even we are sometimes citing only. So citing is not, because you are citing that author and the publisher, but you have to take the permissions from that publisher and from that author as well. And they should be written in nature. So every small thing, like is helping us out because it's a research career and we have to be very careful. And even if one retraction is happening in our career, so it is going to spoil entire of our career. So I will be here finishing this PPT like with something which is this publishing in the pediatry journals. Now it's very important because for students, like when we are having the supervision, so they can always help and guide us. But we as the scholars, how what are the things that we have to keep in mind when we have to submit our work somewhere? First is this is actually called the pediatry publishing. So there are some of the areas which we need to keep in our mind before submitting any work anywhere. First, when what these pediatry publishing journals are doing, so they are accepting the articles in their journals without any peer review. So they are not sending articles for the like the peer review process, and no efforts are taken to check the quality of these manuscripts. Second, they will be always promoting and running campaigns like for the submission of articles and for invitation in editorial boards. If somebody is like good in terms of publish a couple of papers, then you'll be getting frequent mails from their side, join our editorial boards. Sometimes they will be, like promoting their journals with the wrong information. They will be, targeting academicians and the researchers in their editorial without taking consent from them. Like I am working for some of the platforms, so they will be taking my deals somewhere, putting in their like editorial board. So it is a heinous crime. And fourth thing, fake kind of indexing to grab attention of new users. Even I was checking out yesterday one of the email. So they are writing that our journal is having an impact factor. And then later on, JCR impact factor of 1.2. But later on, when I'm going like in that journal, so in that journal, they are nowhere mentioned that journal is indexed with Scopus or Web of Science. So I mean, it is a complete like message that when somebody is writing in terms of email, this impact factor and all, so we must visit these databases like Web of Science, like Scopus, to check it out, the authenticity of these journals. And these journals always also mimic their websites to some other journals to create confusion among users for their interests. And these journals claim fake impact factors that are not existing as per benchmarked databases. So how we can check it out? We can go on the Web of Science, we can check the journal citation reports, GCR like impact factors. Every information is available in these databases, so we can cross-validate whether that journal is existing or there. And sometimes these journals also make use of improper ISN numbers for their journal websites. So this is like something which is related to the pediatry journal, and these are where the major things that I tried to contribute in terms of this research chapter. Thank you very much. Now I'll be requesting author of chapter number 5 to continue from here. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rashid. Am I audible?
Yeah, very much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. So, respected patrons of Amity University, organizers, editors of the book, Dr. Vishal Goyal and Dr. Gurdeep Singh Batra, my co-authors of the book, all faculty members from various universities and colleges, research scholars, and dear students. A very warm good afternoon to all. In fact, it's now good evening. This FDP come author talk is very brilliant idea to reach and connect to readers directly. For this, first of all, I would like to congratulate all the organizers. Before introducing my chapter, I would like to thank a few persons. First of all, I would like to thank patrons and organizers of the Amity University for giving me a chance to speak on this 13th FDP come author talk. Second, I am thankful to Dr. Vishal Goyal, who is always a source of inspiration and motivation to all of us. I also thank Dr. Batra for leading us during this project. I thank my co-authors for valuable suggestions during writing this chapter. Last but not the least, I would like to thank my research scholars, especially Ms. Komal Sharma, who made contribution towards writing this chapter. Now, let me introduce my chapter. This chapter is divided into two parts, part A and part B. Part A is written by me, and part B is written by Dr. Ajit Kumar. So my screen is visible?
Yeah, very much, please.
Chapter is publication misconduct. I have divided the chapter into three major parts. First one is regarding the FFP issues. Then we have authorship. It includes meaning, responsibilities, and acknowledgements. Then there are some subject-specific ethical issues. Ethics have been already discussed by Dr. Harmohan Sharma. In this chapter, we have placed some subject-specific ethical issues like ethical issues related to information technology, ethical issues related to social sciences, ethical issues related to medical sciences, and ethical issues related to languages. Then last topic includes conflict of interest, its meaning, types, declaration, and management for the various conflict of interest. So first of all, what is publication misconduct? Publication misconduct means fabrication, falsification, and plagiarism in proposing, performing, reviewing, or reporting any research results. There are some FFP issues in research. First issue is, first F stands for falsification. Falsification refers to the act of changing in research data so as to fit a particular trend, thereby creating a negative impression. Data is manipulated to support claims and to reject or accept the hypothesis. In this, research is carried out in the backward direction, means first hypothesis is tested, is set, and then result is decided. Based on that result, data is created. This is called falsification. And second part, fabrication, is that is very much linked to it. Fabrication means to make up the data or results according to the need of the researcher. Means objective is set, that a researcher set an objective that I need this result. For that result, researcher fabricate the data. So instead of actual data, fabricate data is shown to acquire desired results or accuracy. And third, plagiarism. Plagiarism is one of the foremost type of publication misconduct. Plagiarism happens when author intentionally uses someone other author's work without consent, affirmation, or credit. The case has been already discussed by Dr. Rashid, and how to detect plagiarism will be discussed in the second part by Dr. Ajit Kumar. Then authorship. What is authorship? Authorship is defined as a person or a group of persons who have put up sufficiently to their research study to be published. There may be a single author for a paper, there may be more than one author, but a person is eligible to be author if he or she has contributed sufficiently for the research study to be published. So according to the International Committee of Medical Journal Editors, that is ICMJE, all persons designated as authors should be qualified for the authorship, and all those who qualify should be listed as authors. Then in journal, as a publication misconduct, there are inappropriate type of authors, which include guest authorship. Guest author is that author whose name is included only for the purpose that by inclusion of his or her name, there are good chances to publish that paper. That type of author is called guest author. Then there is honorary or gift authorship. Honorary authorship is given to a person by virtue of its position. Suppose research is carried out in a lab or in some department, then the in charge of the lab or say head of the department of the person, his or her name is included only due to his position. This is again an inappropriate type of authorship. Then there are ghost authorships. Ghost authorship is that authorship which is included in generally in case of industries like pharmaceutical industries, where a person is carrying out his research but his name is not included in the publication. Then anonymous authorship, this type of authorship is when an article or some paper is published without the name of author. This only depends upon the editor of that particular journal or say paper, who can give permission for anonymous authorship. Then there is group authorship. In group authorship, suppose the research is carried out by a large number of persons together, then whose name is included. And again, this is decided by the editor. Then deceased or incapacitated authors, suppose during the review process or during the revision process, some of the author get deceased or incapacitated, then permissions are required from the legal heirs of that person. Then there may be some persons who has contributed towards the research, but their name are not included in authors because their contribution is not so much that they can be given authorship. Such type of persons who have contributed towards publication but cannot be given name in author list, then they are given acknowledgement in the acknowledgement section. For example, suppose when a person carries out research in laboratory, then he usually gets technical assistant. Similarly, if someone is getting writing services for the paper, then his or her name cannot be included as author, but acknowledgement should be given to that person. Then there are some responsibilities attributed towards the author. First is the published work. The work that authors are going to publish must be original. Then confidentiality should be there. Confidential means when some author send a paper to some journal, then all the communication between the person and the editors should be on a unique platform, and that should be confidential. Copyright assignments are given. Regarding copyright, Dr. Rashid has already explained. Then permissions, again, Dr. Rashid has explained that if we are going to publish, suppose from our own papers, and copyright has been shifted to the publisher, then again we have to get the permission from the publisher to reuse our own work. Then multiple submissions should be avoided by the authors. Multiple submission means when at the same time one paper is communicated to more than one journals. So these are some of the responsibilities listed that to be taken by the authors. Then last but not the least, conflict of interest. Conflict of interest is a set of So conflict of interest can be financial as well as non-financial. And regarding the subject-specific ethical issues that I have given in the contents, but I am not going to explain in detail. Ethical issues has been already discussed, and subject-specific ethical issues has been given in detail in the chapter. So for detail, you can refer to the chapter as well as to the book. So I am again thankful to all the organizers and Dr. Vishal Goyal and Dr. Gurdeep Singh Batra. Thank you all. Now for the next part of this chapter, I am moving towards Dr. Ajit Kumar. Over to Dr. Ajit. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. First of all, I congratulate the authorities at the Amity University for conducting such a wonderful program. Dr. Ajay Rana, Director General of Amity University, Dr. Rohtas Singh, Dr. Charanjit Lal ji, Professor Akanksha Singh, and Professor Silki Sharma. Thank you for providing us this opportunity of interacting with such a learned faculties and research scholars. Thank you, Dr. Vishal, for making us a part of the book and giving us this opportunity of writing the chapter. Now, my topic is on the plagiarism detection tools. So let me share my presentation. So okay. So here we are basically discussing the plagiarism detection softwares. So why to use the plagiarism detection software? This is the question generally come in our mind. So as the earlier authors has discussed, Dr. Mamoon Rashid had explained the story that how his work was plagiarized by some other person, and they have to face the difficulty in proving that actual work belonged to him. So how we can detect that there is plagiarism in our document or someone is plagiarizing our work? So before we discuss the related softwares and tools, so first question that arises is that why to use the plagiarism detection softwares? What is the purpose of these software? So as a teacher or student or as a researcher, we have to write our findings. Writing is the integral part of teaching learning process. So this means as student, we write various types of assignments, reports, and thesis. And as faculty member or the researchers, we write various types of research work and articles. So to ensure that our writing is plagiarism free, because if we talk about the type of plagiarism, then one thing is called the self-plagiarism. Self-plagiarism means something you have already published and you have gained the score or the benefit of that publication, and you are republishing the same work for the further gain. So that is called the self-plagiarism. You are copying the existing publication, the benefit is already accrued, and you are again publishing the same work for further benefits. So this thing also come under the plagiarism. And sometimes there is the plagiarism which is called sometimes unknown plagiarism. We are not doing it knowingly, but sometimes unknowingly some type of, you can say, the paragraph or sentence is there in our work which is already published somewhere, or the work is already done and we are doing the same work again. Some work is already published somewhere and we are doing the same work again. So the idea is already published and we are working on the same idea. So that also unknowingly it is plagiarized. But how we will come to know that that kind of plagiarism exists in our document? So until unless we use some type of plagiarism detection software, we will not come to know. So as far as these types of software are concerned, there are a large number of tools which are available on the net. Some tools are free and some are paid. And often the question is asked that which tool we should use to check the plagiarism. So here we should keep in mind that the report generated by the plagiarism tool should be accepted by the organization where you are going to publish your work. Sometimes the organization demand that the plagiarism report should be from the Turnitin. So if you produce the report that is, let us say, it is generated by using some free tool, then that is not accepted. And second thing we have to keep in mind is that every tool generates a different plagiarism report because of they have different repository of the documents. It is possible that by one tool you are getting the different score of the plagiarism, and by the other tool you are getting some different report. This thing is possible. This is because of the repository of document that is used during the plagiarism detection. So many tools are available online, some are free and some are paid. Second thing is that sometimes we have to use the tool that is purchased by our organization, because sometimes we don't have the option that which tool to use, because that tool is provided by the our organization in which we are working. For example, our Punjabi University is using the Urkund. So Urkund is purchased by our university, and we are using this particular tool to check the plagiarism in our document. So here I can just show you how to use the Urkund and how to work with it. Let me share the screen with you. So there is the practice. Okay, so I think my screen is visible. I am at the Urkund login screen. This screen is visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when you are using this particular tool, you have to first of all log in to the Urkund account by using your username and password. This username and password is provided by the admin of the Urkund. And once you log in it, you will get this particular screen where you can upload your document for the plagiarism detection. So here is the link that you can use to upload the document. So once you click here, it will ask for the analysis address. So again, you have to check the analysis address. Your address will be provided here, and the subject over which you want to, for example, I am checking some research paper. I will just put the research paper on topic, whatever the topic I have. Then I have to put my paper here. So when I attach the paper here, so let us say suppose this particular document is here. So I put the document here and just submit it. So once it is submitted, it is available in your email account, and the report will be emailed to you after a few minutes. So all type of software, whether it is Turnitin or any other software that is used to check the plagiarism, so they work similarly. All the tool work in the similar manner. So you have to upload your paper on the this particular software, and you will get the report. So as I already told you, that the report generated by these tool varies from tool to tool, and the level of plagiarism is also different by the different tools. So while using any particular tool, you have to be sure that the report generated by the tool is accepted by the organization, only then it is valid. So there are some important questions that come to our mind, that should we use free plagiarism checker for checking the originality of the articles? So there are many free plagiarism checker available online. So whether we should use or not. So again, if the report is accepted by your organization, you can use. Otherwise, you have to use the tool provided by your. Then another, what is the benefit of paying for plagiarism detection tool? Why we have to purchase a plagiarism detection tool? So because the paid tool have their more acceptability as compared to the freely available tools. Then how plagiarism is different from the copyright infringement, and can I copy text from Wikipedia? So such type of questions are there in our mind. How I can ensure that I didn't plagiarize, and can I use Turnitin for free? So these type of questions always come in the researcher's mind, and the answer to all these questions are available in the book. So you can refer to this particular chapter to get the answer to all these questions. So now if any query is there, you can put in the chat box. And thank you very much for providing we people the opportunity to interact with you. Thank you, sir. So next person is I invite Munish Jindal, Dr. Munish Jindal, for further discussion on the next chapter.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Ji, sir. Firstly, I would like to congratulate to Amity University and organizing team for organizing this FDP program. And I would like to say thankful to Dr. Vishal Goyal and Dr. Batra sir. And in this book, we have contributed 2 book chapters. First one is the online database for the research work, and second one is the research matrix. Firstly, I will discuss about the online databases. These are the online databases are available for the research work because these databases are excellent sources for the information for different researchers, because these databases contains different type of informations like articles, theses, and book chapters, and the databases are organized and well maintained by the authors. First one is the Web of Science database, which is produced by the Clarivate. Second is the Scopus, which is produced by the Elsevier, and third one is the Google Scholar, which is provided by the Google. The databases are well-defined and organized repository which contains different types of informations. So the databases are useful for the future search work if they meet like data should be organized in a systematic manner, and data set reviewed by the subject expert, and this database should be specific and in the specialized area. The databases can be general data set, discipline data set. Database can be multimedia database, text-based database, and there are numerical database and referential databases. This is the Web of Science database. Initially, Web of Science was known as a Web of Knowledge. This database contains bibliography citations in the multidisciplinary areas like in the field of medical, scientific, and social sciences. In the Web of Science database, we can register with the help of our Facebook ID, Google Scholar ID, or SID ID, or LinkedIn ID. And in this presentation, I shown a home page for the Web of Science where we can register with the help of our different ID, Facebook ID, Google Scholar ID, or LinkedIn ID. For example, this is my page for the Web of Science. Here we can see number of publications, number of citations, number of articles in which our articles are cited by different authors. And we can see H index also, and we can check the H index, number of citations by the any other author also. This second database is the Scopus database, which is provided by the Elsevier. Here, more than 71 million scholarly publications are available. The Scopus database is used to check the quality of the journal, because in the Scopus database, we can check that the quality of the journal. What is the H index of the journal, and this journal is included in the Scopus database or not, because nowadays only Scopus indexed journal and SC indexed journal publications are accepted by the universities. Here we can check also the publications quality of any author, because like in this page I shown my Scopus page. Here we can see the total number of documents published by any author, number of citations, and H index of any author. And we can see year-wise number of documents published by any author and number of citations published by the for the publications published by any author. In this database, we can also check the quality of the journal. Their journal, the H index of journal will also shown in this page. Third one is the Google Scholar database. This is a freely accessible database, and this is a web search engine. Here we can see the number of citation article wise and year wise. So there are 3 metrics: citations, H index, and IT index. Here we can see the number of citations year wise, and we can we can sort the data in the number of citation wise or number of year wise. The search metrics are quantitative measure which are used to evaluate the search output based on the number of citations, H-index, I10 index, and G-index. Now we will discuss about these index parameters. H-index is one of the most popular author-level search metrics, which is used to measure the impact of any author. The H-index means is the number of papers published by any author that have received same number of citations. For example, I have published 20 articles and my articles got 20 times cited each, then my H-index will be 20. Next one is the I10 index. It came out in the 2011 and was created by Google Scholar. This is similar to H-index, but the formula to calculate I-index is very easy because the number of publications with at least 10 citations is referred to as I10 index. Third one is the G-index. The G-index was proposed by one of the scientists in his article Theory and Practice of G-index in 2006. The G-index is the extension of the H-index, and the G-index is calculated by the number of publications is equal to the G-index will be square of the number of the publication. For example, if a scholar has published 6 papers and his all 6 papers received 36 citations, then his G-index will be 6 because number of publication is equal to a square of the number of publication will be the citations of the articles. The impact factor, the quality of the journal depends upon the value of the impact factor. Impact factor of any journal is the average number of citations received by the articles in that journal within 2-year window. For example, to calculate the 2021 impact factor of any journal, which was released in 2022, we used the number of citations received in 2021 for the content published in 2019 and 2020, because the impact factor will be published in 2022 and it will contain take the data of the 2019 and 2020 because 2-year window and the number of citations received in 2021. Next one is the 5-year impact factor. 5-year impact factor is the extended version of the 2-year impact, simple impact factor, because here window will be 5-year window instead of the 2-year window. For example, to calculate the 2021 5-year impact factor, which was released in 2022, we use the number of citations received in 2021 to compare content published in 2016 to 2020. Thank you. Thank you all. Dr. Vishal sir?
Yeah.
Please.
Are we done with all the presentations?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So at the end, if Professor Gurdeep Batra sir is available. Professor Batra, are you available? Just a sec, I'm just requesting Professor Batra to summarize, if you allow me to just call.
Till then, if anyone is willing to ask the question, they may raise the question in the chat box, please.
Yeah, Dr. Rotash, we can take the questions first, and at the end we can just summarize if required.
Okay, if any question comes, we will take on that. Well, now I would like to take the opportunity. Till then the question comes for here. First of all, a round of applause for the panelists. How wonderfully they elaborated. And by doing so, we welcome all the authors of the day in MIT University Book Club. And whatever we listen from you, the guys, really, that is a wonderful thing. And I hope, Dr. Lal, if possible, please be in touch, and we may plan the session separately on each topic separately.
Yes. We'll do it physically also. Yes.
Exactly.
Dr. Vishal has already requested that he wants to visit our campus.
Surely. I think for a single chapter, single FTP is required.
Yes, true.
It stands for we need the 7 FTPs. Huh?
Yes, but one.
And
yes.
We know that our team is really
yes.
competent enough to conduct such FTPs.
Yes. along with the hands-on. Well, thank you, Professor Silky. Thank you, Professor Akanksha, for taking care of all that. Now it's the time of felicitation. And with the kind permission of, we would like to go ahead with the program. Like to share the screen, please. With the kind permission of Honorable Director General, Professor Dr. Ajay Rana, sir, we would like to honor the guests with the Certificate of Excellences. Although Dr. Lalit Goyal is not with us, he's in US, as you mentioned there, but he is a part of this one FTP as well. So, Book Club, MIT University, Uttar Pradesh, Greater Noida, and Atulyam campus bestow the Certificate of Excellence upon these prestigious academicians. Dr. Vishal Goyal, kindly accept the certificate, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Dr. Gurdeep.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Dr. Ajit Kumar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Dr. Harmohan Sharma.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Dr. Ganesh Sethi. Dr. Shishpal Jindal.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Dr. Munish Jindal.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Dr. Mamoon Rashid.
Thank you very much, sir.
Dr. Lalit Goyal in absentia. And here we would like to share one more thing. First of all, congratulations to all for writing the wonderful book. As you know, that we used to conduct every month one FTP Come Author Talk. And the next Author Talk will be the 14th FTP Come Author Talk. Although date is not decided, but anyone made the part of the FTP Author Talks conducted by MIT University, Uttar Pradesh. And anyone from the audience can patch up us, can fetch our details, by having the two handles on Facebook and LinkedIn. That is the handle AUGNCL, Amity University Greater Noida Central Library. And you will also mail us cl@gn.amity.edu. We again thank each one author. Now it's a time for the special remarks. Over to you, Dr. Lal.
Thank you. Am I audible to all?
Yes, please, very much.
Yeah, thank you. So it is indeed.
First of all, excuse me. May I request all the panelists be on the camera, please?
So it is indeed a great pleasure to deliver vote of thanks on this occasion of Faculty Development Program, come Author Talk, given by the eminent authors of Research and Publication Ethics, which is published from DPS Publishing House, New Delhi. So we are thankful to all the esteemed authors. All I can say is the book is of immense use for research scholars, academicians, and students. So thank you all for the bringing out such a nice book. Now, we would like to thank our Honorable Director General, Sir, Professor Ajay Rana, Sir, for his continued guidance and motivation. We would like to also thank to our learned Vice President, Personnel and Registrar, Anil Kumar Chaudhary, Sir. He has to go for some work, otherwise he was, he was there all the time. Dean Academics, Professor JS Sir, Brigadier Dhani, Sir, who is Dean Management, and also HODs. I can see so many HODs out here. Sikha Bhargava ma'am, and so many people are here. HODs are here. So I would like to thank all of you, Akanksha ma'am, Silky ma'am, and all the faculty members, staff members, and also students. So many students have also joined, and our library colleagues, and also those who have attended all the all the way from all over India. Thank you all. And last but not the least, IT support. So thank you so much for joining us, and keep coming to this platform. Thank you so much. Over to you, Dr. Singh.
Thank you, Dr. Lal, and special thanks to the core book club committee.
Yeah.
Thank you, each one. Thank you so much. We'll meet again. Thank you.